Sometimes we take a really happy moment from our past and we create a belief about it that surprisingly causes us to then judge ourselves harshly in the present moment and to get really down on ourselves, despite the fact that it was a perfectly happy moment. This is Stacy Rockline, and I help people who want to keep their emotions protected and their inner world private, but also want close, intimate bonds with the people in their lives to open their hearts so that they can be the ones to strengthen and create those loving connections. So what's going on when that happens? It makes sense that we would have a painful experience and then create a belief and then a judgment, and then we would be judging ourselves for that harshly today. But why the happy memory? And I want to illustrate this with a story. So if you ask me at any given moment to go back to the happiest moment in my childhood, I will be instantly transported to the dinner table. I mean, I can see it. I can see every single one of my family members. My mom cooked dinner every single night. We ate together every single night. The food was delicious. And I can see the smiling faces and hear the laughter and feel the love and the connection and the joy and the humor and the intimacy that our family had around the dinner table. It was such a happy memory that I'm sure that if you ask my parents, they would say not every dinner was like that, but I don't even remember that. All I remember is in my mind, every single night was like that. Everyone was there was laughter, there was fun, there was love, and it's just solidified it as that forever. It was something my parents just completely nailed. They did such a good job at this. I took that, and because sometimes we don't have very sophisticated brains when we're kids, we can create a belief about something that's just a little bit off, right? So I said in my brain, the belief was a happy family eats dinner together every single night and it feels just like that. So I bring that forward to my life, and I knew how important it was because when I was a new mom, I was reading all the time and reading articles about the family that eats dinner together is closer knit, and kids who eat dinner with their families are less likely to do drugs and more likely to graduate from college. And so I just added all of that to that same belief, right? But the reality is, my family doesn't eat together at dinner very often, maybe a couple times a week. And also, it doesn't feel like that. I feel like people are bickering and I am correcting manners the whole time. And so I take that belief and I can very harshly judge myself for not nailing it, for downright sucking at it, right? Here I have this belief that this is what family dinner is supposed to be like, and it's so important, and then here's what I'm doing. What I'm missing is the true message in that memory. And that's the one that we want to pull out and bring forward, because it's very likely that we are nailing it if we can see it from a different perspective. This happens in other ways. Let's say you've got someone who's the class clown. They make jokes, they entertain people, and everybody laughs and gives them all this like positive feedback. So they're nailing it there. And then into adulthood now, if they're in a situation where people aren't laughing or they're not entertaining, they're going to judge themselves for it because they're supposed to be the entertainer. They're supposed to make people laugh. But again, it's just, it's a missed potential message that you could take forward instead and feel like you're nailing it. You're doing a great job. Or say you got an A on a big project that you worked really hard on and everybody was so proud of you. And then what you heard or what the belief you took forward was, I need to get the best grade. I need to get 100%. I need to get the degree, the certificate, the acknowledgement in order to be nailing it. And then underneath nailing it or sucking at it is, you've got your belief, you're judging yourself for it, you're coming up short, and then you're gonna decide you're not worthy. But we'll just call it nailing it right now. So what can you do instead of that? Because these are just old little beliefs that we pick up, as we move from children to adults. Let's look at the dinner table one. If I want to look closely at that and I want to see a different message, like the family that spends quality time together doing something that they enjoy is how you create a loving bond. When I have that message, then I am doing a good job. I am creating that in my family. It's just not happening around the dinner table. If you look at something like, instead of I have to entertain, but when I show up with energy that is positive and fun, that makes other people feel good. When you pull that one forward, that person might really be nailing it right now. It's just a tweaking of the message. Or in the instance of the grade, if that is really more a message of if you work really hard at something and you try to learn as much as you can and demonstrate that, then you're going to be proud of your work. It's really all about taking those immature kind of conclusions that we make in those messages and looking for something that's a little bit more love-based to bring out of those. Because it's not ever the intention that anybody, my parents would never want me to be thinking to myself, man, I suck because I cannot get my family around the table. That is not the message that they meant to put out. It's just the one that I took forward. So we just need to go back into those happy memories that are making us judge ourselves today, because that was great and this is not. Or I was great and now I'm not. Or she nailed it and I did not. Instead of seeing it that way, let them be happy memories. Look for the love in there. Look for the loving message and then take that forward. And I bet you're going to find that you're doing a great job and you are nailing it. You probably felt the intent of the message and you didn't even realize it, but you might just be hung up on the little detail. So what can you tweak in your life today so that you can judge yourself less harshly? I want to offer that to you today. And if you want to dig into some of this work where we do look at the painful memories and we get in there and start to figure out how we're going to release that pain and use them as something positive to bring forward to today and to help us actually open to love and to be more loving, then we would love to have you join the Heart Cleanse, our next 21-day Heart Cleanse. And you can find information about that at stacyrockline.com. And that's a 21-day dive into taking these things that we might have misinterpreted in our translation and creating something beautiful with them, no matter how painful, so that you can get more love in your life. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your likes and your comments, and please, I encourage you to share this with anyone you think might enjoy this message today. And I will see you next time. Mwah.